What percentage is 7 out of 25? This is the kind of question that arises with things like test scores, shop discounts, and so on. To answer it, remember the meaning of percentage. It's a fraction out of 100. We're looking for a fraction out of 100. 7 out of 25 is just a fraction, so write it as 1. 7 over 25. How many hundredths is that? 25 goes into 100 4 times, so 7 times 4 is 28. 28%. Let's try another one. What percentage of $450 is $20? Well, think. 20 out of 450 is just a fraction. So write 20 over 450. That's a bit tricky to convert directly to hundredths. Let's just get a calculator and convert it to a decimal. 20 divided by 450 is 0.044, recurring in fact. The 4s go on forever. Okay, now convert that to percent. Multiply by 100. 4.44%. In fact, it's 4.4 recurring percent. But given the context of the question, an approximation will probably do. Here's an ad from the web. A 3D TV was $12.88, now $9.99. Save $289. What's the percentage saving? Do I want it as a percentage of $12.88 or $9.99? The key to getting this right is to always go back to the original amount. Remember this, the original amount is always 100%. So, what percentage is $289 out of $1,288? Well, think. 289 out of 1,288 is just a fraction. So, write it as a fraction. Another tricky fraction. Let's get a calculator. 0.2238. Well, that's rounded off. That'll be plenty of precision for this. And multiply by 100 to get the percentage. 22.38%. What about this? A slightly different question. Calculate 15% of $350. Questions like this arise with discounts and markups, profit or loss in business, and tax, among other times. Again, to answer this question, remember the meaning of percentage. It's a fraction out of 100. So think 15% is just a special kind of fraction, 15 out of 100. I actually recommend for this kind of problem that you convert it to a decimal straight away. 15 divided by 100 is 0.15, and the of just means multiply. To get a fraction of another number, just multiply the fraction by that number. Let's do it then with a calculator. 0.15 times 350 is 52. $52. Let's try another the same way. Calculate 45% of $80. Well, think 45% is just a fraction out of 100. So 45 divided by 100 is 0.45, and change the of to a times sign. 0.45 times 80 is 36 exactly. $36. Easy.